Hi there, it's Rose. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Today is the 31st day of the month, so that means it's Halloween on the 31st. I just asked Alexa, and it's 153 days till Halloween. So, and by my standards, that's right around the corner. And it was interesting because I was watching some other YouTube videos the other day, and some of the stores actually have Halloween decorations out. I guess it's never too soon, right? Let's get into it, and I want to share what I have created for this special day. And I'll start out by showing the products that I used. Okay, let me start out by showing the first stamp set that inspired one of my cards for this Halloween on the 31st, and that is by Picket Fence Studio, So Frank and Cute. Now, I have loved this stamp set for a while. It's not brand new. It came out by Picket Fence, I believe, last season, and I kept going back to it and putting it in my shopping cart and taking it out. And I bought a lot of Halloween last year, so I had to put off getting this until this year, when once again I was looking at Halloween stamps and this popped up on my feed. This is an amazing looking Frankenstein monster, and I really wanted to use it on one of my projects. It'll make an appearance on several more projects as well before the Halloween season, but I wanted to use him this month. So this stamp set, as I said, is by Picket Fence Studio. It has, of course, the great Frankenstein's monster, but it also has some amazing sentiments like just send candy, we'll all be fine, let's eat, drink, and be freakish, you should be scared, very scared, you're never alone if you believe in monsters. This card contains a lot of nuts and bolts. If you're reading this, you're blissfully unaware of what is creeping up behind you, and so frank and cute. So, yeah, I decided to use this guy. Now, sticking with Picket Fence Studio, this beautiful owl is another stamp that I used, and this is Who Are You? And yeah, it's an amazing owl. I think very spooky, not too spooky, but not a cartoonish owl, almost very realistic. I really like him, and I can see him on a lot of projects beyond what I'm going to show you today, but he's also a stamp that I used. Now, this is an older stamp set by Inky Antics. It's called Spooky Spells. I used one of the sentiments from this collection. There's Wishing You a Magical Halloween. Of course, there's a witch or wizard's hat. There's a spell book with the frog and potion. And then there's a very nice haunted house with the moon and a creepy tree. I love that. And then the sentiment I elected to use here is Have a Frightfully Fun Halloween. So you know I'm a sentiment girl. I'm always looking for the right sentiments for the right cards, and I dug this one out for some cards that I made today. And the last thing I'll share is this stencil that I used for one of the cards. This is Swirling Stars by Hero Arts. I've been very much into stencils lately. I absolutely love this one because I can see so many uses for it. I used a little bit of this on the background on one of the cards, and I really, really love it. I'm looking forward to using this with some of my pastes as well. But yeah, it's really, it's so pretty. It'd be beautiful for galaxy skies and summer skies and just creepy skies. A lot of uses for this amazing stencil. So I really like Hero Art stencils, but this one I definitely enjoyed using. So in addition to those supplies, of course, I used some paper from my stash. I used some WOW embossing powder and my new WOW embossing gun. I used some Distress inks, no surprise there. Some VersaFine inks, and yeah, let's get into it, and I'll show you the cards that I created. Okay, so here is the first card, and this is a little bit of a diversion from me. This is a 5x5 card base. I had to use, create a substantial card base because he is a pretty big fellow. And I wanted him to obviously be the focal on the front of the card. Now, what I've done here is I have stamped him out with VersaFine ink on Anna Griffin specialty paper in that amazing green color. And then I heat embossed him with the Wow embossing powder because I wanted all of the details of that incredible stamp. I fussy cut him out. There's no die for this guy. I don't know why. Picket Fence, if you're listening, you really should have made a die for him, but I get it. He's not too hard to fussy cut out. Let's talk about the background. The background is heavily distressed. First of all, I stenciled it. I used walnut ink. I used vintage photo. I used black soot, and I used Picket Fence. I needed a little bit of green in there. And I ran all that through the stencil, and then I distressed the edges heavily. I used some black gems there, random black gems, because I thought it needed a little bit something else. The sentiment that I elected to use from that set is, "You're never alone if you believe in monsters." I think that is a great sentiment. I don't know why we always like to do Frankenstein in green. He really wasn't green. I know it was a black and white film, but his skin really wasn't green. But for whatever reason, the masks and a lot of artist renderings of Frankenstein are always green. So this is an interesting green, but I love that it has that sort of shine to the paper. And, of course, the Wow embossing powder helped. So I stamped the sentiment out again in VersaFine, and I also layered it up on the green and then black and popped it up. The inside, again, is the heavily distressed paper and a sentiment that says Happy Halloween. That's from that collection as well. That's also matted onto the black. I wanted the white card base because I like white card bases, but I also felt that it was important to ground him in some black because there's so much heavy black ink as well. So that's my first card, really one of my favorite Halloween cards. I'm going to be doing, as we move closer to Halloween, I'll be doing a monster series. Some of them will be fun monsters. Some will be classic monsters. And yeah, I think that's going to be enjoyable. So stay tuned for that. This is my first card. Okay, for those of you that are not into the monster Halloween, this is just a spooky owl card. Now, this is an A2 size card base. That's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I stamped out the owl with VersaFine Vintage Sepia. And then I did some detail work to his eyes with a paint pen and some Copic markers, his eyes and his beak. I did some ink blending on him with Vintage Photo. The background paper is Ella and Viv, and I think it's absolutely beautiful with all of the branches. I die cut the bats and added some enamel dots there. I'm going to try to do a close-up so you can see. They're kind of a tealish dark green with glitter. I thought those were really pretty. The inside, I grounded on black. Again, it's a piece of that cardstock, and it says, "Have a frightfully fun Halloween." And I added a few more die-cut bats. So that is the other card that I made this week. So here is one more look at the cards that I created for #Halloween on the 31st. If you'd like to join in this collab, everyone is welcome. Just post your Halloween project on the 31st of any month that has 31 days, And be sure to tag me in your title or your description so that I can come by and check out what you have created. I'm wishing you a wonderful week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.